Online dating is like my wardrobe. I've got tons of clothes, but somehow nothing to wear. I've got lots of matches, but somehow no dates. Is it me? Hey, today I'm going to be going over the top 5 most essential online dating tips for women. This is Online for Love, your resource for online dating by the numbers. Online dating isn't easy. There are tons of unwritten rules and you can find yourself in endless conversation loops that lead nowhere. Maybe you get ghosted. Maybe you just need to be steered in the right direction. So hopefully this little video guide will help you out today. So before we dive into all the online dating tips for women, you must know that these tips really don't mean anything unless you're on one of the better dating sites. That's why we at Online for Love have created an online dating quiz. So this will actually pair you with your perfect online dating site. It's a free quiz. Just click the link in the description. It'll take you right there. And yeah, you'll find your perfect dating site. Now let's get into the first one, our first best online dating tip for women, which is to make a great profile. So I'm just going to be honest with you. If you are a woman who is online dating, chances are that you are going to be bombarded with a lot of matches and a lot of messages, pretty much no matter what your profile looks like. But what you want to do is actually make your profile tailored to you so that the people who do approach you, actually they narrow down, and what they say to you will actually lead to some sort of meaningful conversation more often than not, rather than if they're going off of a blank profile. Or maybe your profile is really filled out, but maybe you're revealing too much, which is actually deterring people from you. So let's get into some of the do's and don'ts of great online dating profiles. So some don'ts include: don't post old or unflattering or uninviting pictures. You don't want to accidentally catfish somebody by posting a picture from 5-10 years ago when you look significantly different with a different hairstyle, etc. And try to stay away from posting pictures with you in a large group of people where it's hard to even figure out which one are you. This can deter people because it's like, oh my god, I don't even know what this girl looks like, so I'm gonna swipe away. Try to use unblurry and good quality pictures. You don't want to use that picture from your Nokia phone from forever ago. Everyone's got iPhones now. You don't have to have a professional portrait taken, but you want the other person to be able to actually see what you're looking like. Also, don't give in to the pressure of showing too much skin if you're not comfortable with that. Only post pictures that really showcase your personality and who you want to showcase yourself as. You don't want to try to be somebody else. Not only will it make you uncomfortable and harm yourself down the long run, but it's portraying yourself as something that you're not, which is just going to hurt your chances of meeting somebody who likes you for you. Do post pictures of yourself being yourself, looking happy, looking inviting. It's generally best to get pictures of yourself looking happy, in the moment, doing things that you love. So, it'd be great to have a picture of you doing your hobby, whether you're, surfing or playing guitar or something, or traveling. Photos showing you're living your best life and you're genuinely happy. Because you want to show your best side, not only your literal best side. You want to have the most flattering pictures of yourself in general, but you also want to show basically the best side of your life. I mean, this is sort of a highlight reel. You're almost selling yourself, like you're showing who you are and the best, funnest parts of yourself. Moving on to some more don'ts for your online dating profile. In your bio, don't include some cliche or overly vague information. So, if you say something like, I like to have fun, it really doesn't say anything about yourself. You don't want to keep it so vague that there's nothing to go off of, because basically the point of your bio is that you want to show a bit of your personality, what you're looking for, and things like that. And the other point is that you want to give potential matches something to go off of, like something to talk to you about. Also, when you use really overly used quotes or cliche sayings or something, you kind of just come across as unoriginal, even if, it's a really funny office quote. I mean, sometimes you see the same quote on like every profile, and it's just like, maybe it'd be better if you come up with your own thing, or maybe a quote that's not really used. In the same vein, you want to make sure you're not typing too much about yourself. You don't want to write a whole novel about your life story. You want to keep it short and sweet and interesting. People are attracted to other people who are confident, who are honest, and who are friendly. So if you can keep that energy in your bio and give a little bit about yourself, a jumping off point for conversation, then that's really all you got to do, and it'll be perfect. So we at Online for Love actually have have way more tips for creating your perfect online dating profile. So all you have to do is actually click the link in the description. It'll take you to our free guide, our free online dating profile guide for women and men as well. And yeah, it'll give you way more tips. So definitely click that link in the description and check it out. So our second tip for online dating for women is to actually make the first move. So things are changing nowadays. More women are actually coming forward and making the first move. But there's still a lot of women who are scared to do that. So I'm here to say, you know, there's really nothing better for you, for the person you're trying to message and potentially start something with, and if you just take the plunge and do it first. Because if you're talking to men, honestly, a lot of times they reach out to women and they never get messaged back, or they get ghosted because there is a discrepancy, there just is, between the amount of messages men and women get. So sometimes men might even feel like, what's the point of reaching out? So it can be good for you to just make the first move. Don't feel afraid that maybe that person hasn't messaged you first. Just go ahead and do it. I mean, the worst that can happen is that they don't respond, or maybe tell you that they're not interested. That's the worst that can happen. But the best that can happen is that you start a really good conversation and it leads to a date and then a marriage, and then you never know. So it's definitely worth just taking the plunge. Honestly, what's the point of waiting around for somebody else to message you? You are the commander of your own ship, you know? Take the wheel and just do it. I mean, seriously, you don't have time to wait. Girl, just do it. Something else that you should make the first move in doing is giving this video a thumbs up. So when you like our videos, it actually helps us out a lot, because it tells YouTube that people are enjoying the video, so that it actually pushes it out for more people to see. So we'd really appreciate it if you give this video a big thumbs up. So our third tip for online dating for women is actually to expand your settings on your dating apps, websites, profiles. So on most dating apps, you can actually put in your settings for specific things that you're looking for in a partner and a relationship. So sometimes it gets really specific. Sometimes you can look for, you know, height, age, religion, down to even hair and eye color. Like, it can get really crazy. And sometimes it might be tempting to be very picky with those parameters. But a really good tip is to just adjust your settings wider than you maybe think they are. Now, it's good to have standards, and if you're really rigid in them, then don't change for anybody. But sometimes what you might think is, you know, oh, I would never date somebody like this or somebody who looks like that. But then you get to talking to them and maybe their personality outshines it, and then you're like, wow, if I had never adjusted my settings and kind of went beyond what I was already thinking of, then I would have never met a really great person. So our fourth tip for online dating for women is to not judge too harshly or too quickly. So the nature of online dating, honestly, is to make quick judgments for the most part. But I'm here to tell you to try to avoid it as much as possible, because you can only learn so much from a few sentences or no sentences and a couple pictures on a dating profile. Write things through text. It doesn't always translate the way you think it will. So maybe you've had this happen in your life when you've like texted somebody something and they took it the wrong way and they got angry and you're like, I didn't even mean it that way. It's the same thing with dating bios. Somebody might say something, they think it's innocuous, but you take it a different way, and then it's just, you know, you miss out on a different person because you're reading too much into their info. So, you know, and also works like if you're looking for something very specific, maybe you want somebody who's like a huge animal lover, but they don't mention animals at all in their profile. Like, don't write them off immediately. The best thing you can do is ask. Like, if they seem like they, for all intents and purposes, beyond the few things you're judging them on, that they could be someone you might be interested in, the best thing you can do is try to match with them and message them and ask those questions that are important to you, because you never know. So our fifth and final most important tip for online dating for women is to actually just be patient. So, you know, it's really unlikely that you're going to sign up for a dating site, match with somebody that day, have a great date, and then end up in marriage happily ever after. It doesn't usually work like that unless you're really lucky. So you just have to be patient. Like with regular dating, online or not, it's just how it is. Sometimes you'll talk to somebody and then it leads nowhere, or I don't know, you know, you just can't put a time limit too harshly on things like this. Just relax, give it time, and as much as you can, try to enjoy the experience. There's no magic formula when it comes to finding love. All you you can do is try your best. But I'm confident that, you know, if you use these tips, you have a good head on your shoulders and you take it slow, you be patient with it, you're gonna find that person you're looking for eventually. It's just a matter of time, honestly. So yeah, that actually wraps up our video on the 5 best online dating tips for women. So I really hope you enjoyed this video and I really hope that it helped you out. I am curious, what are some of your own best tips for online dating for women specifically? I'd really love to know your own opinions. Or if you are a man, what are some tips that you could give to women from your perspective? Definitely comment below. We'd love to know all your opinions. But yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like if you liked it and give it a subscribe if you loved it. Hopefully we'll see you here again in Online for Love. Thanks, bye!